This is the cell tower located closest to the fire scene. Throughout Ben Gilmore's trial, the only mention of cell towers regards a map of apiaries Ben said he visited that night. It shows the Magnolia Street cell tower. The prosecution objects to the location of the tower being shown on the map and demands it be marked out before being shown to the jury. Throughout the entire 460-page police report, the only information redacted regards this cell tower data. The investigator records having checked Ben's cell phone and states that at the time of the fire, Ben received texts from his wife and his cell phone was activating this tower when the fire started. Tower 491. Strange. If the investigators had evidence that Ben's phone was activating this tower at the time of the fire, why didn't the prosecution use this very convincing evidence in the trial? Why redact the cell tower information in the police report? In my research, I found that the Magnolia Tower number 491 is a tower that acts as a router for the other towers in the area. All the calls and texts coming to Ben's phone that night would be routed through this central tower. Clearly, this was later determined by the detectives. Why didn't they take the necessary steps to determine which towers Ben's phone was activating that night? In the discovery, I found Verizon cell tower data taken straight from Ben's cell phone. Using latitude and longitude data, I was able to locate cell towers close to apiaries Ben claims he was working at that night. However, I am unable to cross-reference the time data for these towers. Where is the time data for these towers? The night of the fire, Benjamin claims he was preparing hives at several yards to be shipped to California almond groves. This work is done at night when the bees have returned to the apiaries. This is the route Ben claims he traveled that night. He stops first at Occupy to enlist some help. Unsuccessful, he drives alone to Copacos to prepare his truck and gather tools. He visits the first yard, works for a while, then travels to his second yard, does some work there, and moves on to the other apiaries in succession, passing several cell towers. He travels north to work several hives, and then stops at his equipment yard to unload, returns the truck to Copacos, and then drives home. Surely the detectives could have determined the course he traveled that night and possibly where he was at the time of the fire. Why didn't they do so?